Intro?
Intro.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to the second episode of our video podcast. New and improved.
We made it back.
With a new camera angle, even. Slightly.
Yeah, tell us how much better the quality is this time.
I don't know
And
if
notice all the significant changes that we made.
Big dollar changes, expensive cameras, crew. I want to pretend like we're talking to an off-camera crew member.
Yeah.
Like, how's the angle, Alex?
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
There's no Alex.
There's no Alex. Not yet. But
if your name is Alex, we're accepting applications.
Yeah, applications for unpaid internships for sound and lighting, and also bringing all the equipment we would need to do sound and lighting. But
anyways, we're here for second episode.
We're returning back to the Spooky State series from the audio only. So we are now in Arkansas. So that'll be the topic of today's podcast.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, we've uploaded those, right?
Not yet.
No, okay.
We
will be uploading the first 3 states that we did.
Yes.
Alabama, Alaska, and Arizona. So if you want to take a listen to those, they'll be on this channel. If you haven't heard them already, on the American Social Fabric podcast channel. Mm-hmm. If you're not subscribed to the American Social Fabric podcast, go ahead and do that too. But don't forget to subscribe to this one, because this is where we are now.
Yeah, I can promise you I might one day again upload to the American Social Fabric podcast channel. Also, want to address a set issue.
Yeah.
We are, in fact, drinking athletic brews, non-alcoholic beers, and not urine, as has been asked of us by text.
Yeah, so last time we filmed, I asked for constructive criticism from our viewers, and we got no constructive criticism. We did get one piece of unconstructive criticism from my dad, who said, "Hey, does it looks like you're drinking pee." I was like, "Nope, that's not it." So we have colored glasses. And like Joe said, athletic brews.
Yes.
If you hear some woofing in the background, there's a little bit of woofing. I don't know if you can hear that, but
yeah.
We have some guests with us today. Kona.
And Bisbee.
They're here in the studio.
Maybe they'll pop up eventually when they're bored.
If they feel like it.
Yes. But
should we get into it?
I want to mention the Ghoul Boys.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So what is their it's Watcher Ghost Files.
Ghosts, yeah. So there's 2 gentlemen, Shay Madej and Ryan Bergara. They were a part of the BuzzFeed Unsolved network, where they did like supernatural investigations, ghost investigations, etc. They spun off from BuzzFeed and created their own channel called Watcher, which now we love to watch. And they have one portion of Watcher is their episodes that are under the Ghost Files umbrella. And so we recently went to see them in Phoenix, saw Ghost Files live. It was excellent.
Very funny.
Had the best time ever. I'm going to insert some pictures here of that. Maybe a quick clip we'll play now. Nice. So much fun. But we got to see how the pros do it with regards to paranormal investigations.
The best investigators in the world, I'm told.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
It was actually they aired one of their new episodes, and it was actually really interesting because they had a lot of evidence, which was great.
It was fun. It was a fun episode. It was a fun event.
Yeah, they did the Hill House, the haunting of Hill House.
And I want to shout out to, what was the venue? The Crescent, not the Crescent Ballroom,
Celebrity Theater.
Celebrity Theater.
Phoenix.
Yep. In Phoenix, Arizona. We don't usually get like cocktails at events like this, but both of our favorite cocktails, like aviation and old fashioned, were on like the main menu for their bar. So it didn't feel like rude to order that at that type of event. And what we got was effectively a red Solo cup entirely filled with like hard alcohol,
I'm
which is
talking
way
like-
more than you would ever want.
Like 12 solid ounces.
Yes.
Because there's these pre-mixed, they're called on the rocks drinks. It's like pre-mixed cocktails. And normally like they come in like a fairly large bottle and you'll like mix it and enjoy it throughout the night or share it with your friends. But no, they just took the whole bottle and poured
Filled
it
up the
into a glass of ice for us. It was, I think, one serving was like an ounce and a half.
Yeah, and they filled up.
And
like
it
a
was
full
about
cup.
40%
Yep.
for that ounce and a half. But we got about 12 ounces of.
Way more than we drank. Way more than we needed.
We did
but
not drink all
You
of
get
it.
your money's worth there.
Yeah, so shout out Celebrity Theater. If you ever go see something there, definitely recommend their cocktails because you get your money's worth.
Yes. And most venues are charging like $14 for a White Claw. If you get a red Solo cup full of
Yeah.
a cocktail, I mean, that's a good deal.
Yeah, and it was
don't need
only
it that much,
it was
but-
only like 14 or something dollars too.
Yeah, it wasn't
like
that much.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was pretty reasonable. So that was a great night.
Yes.
Yeah,
But anyway, on to Arkansas.
yeah.
We can spin up to the ghost stories. I only have one.
Okay, I have to. Let's
Okay.
give the new listeners a bit of an idea. When I say new listeners, I say hello again to our friends and family, the only people that watch this podcast.
Yes.
But our style is typically we go back and forth, share some interesting research that we've done about the state, any particular stories that we have for that state, and just get each other's reactions. Is
Yeah.
really what this is.
It's a good time.
I have two. So do you want me to go first?
Yes. Yep. You go and then I'll go and then you go.
Okay.
Finish it up.
I'll start with, I have one that's like historical based, and I have another one that's kind of like a folklore kind of tale.
Cool. Sounds good.
So I'm going to start with the more historical one. This one is from the Clayton House.
Okay.
Is built in 1852 in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Okay.
It was originally built by Mr. Sutton, and then it was abandoned during the Civil War.
Okay. It's like,
So,
of all the Civil War stuff we've talked about, it usually follows a pattern of like it was built before the Civil War, and then it was either burned down or abandoned during the Civil War,
correct.
and then there's some future aspect to
That
it.
is exactly what happened in this case. So it was abandoned. He built it. He abandoned it. Then during the Civil War, it was a hospital for Union soldiers.
Okay.
And then after that is when William Clayton bought the house. That's what gets its name,
Okay.
Clayton. He was an attorney. He was an attorney appointed by Ulysses S. Grant.
Attorneys are the worst,
I hate attorneys. Oh my God. They're the worst.
especially ones who do contracts.
Ugh. Ugh. Anyways, so he lived in this house with his family. He had, I think it was like 5 children, maybe 6 children, mostly girls, and then 1 boy.
Okay. One true heir.
Yeah, one true heir to the Clayton.
The Clayton
name.
fortune, the name.
Yeah,
We've been watching Game of Thrones.
yeah. Okay. Anyways, he had a twin brother who was a senator.
Okay.
His twin brother was suspiciously assassinated in 1873. And it is said that the ghost of John, his brother, his twin, is the one who haunts the Clayton mansion.
Oh, very
I
cool.
say mansion because it's like a big house, but
Yeah.
it's just like a house.
Like an estate.
Yeah. I think it was a big house like back then. Now it's like a normal sized house. But anyways, so he is the one who is said to haunt it. When I was doing research for this, it was pretty interesting. There was not much history on the house or why it's haunted or who haunts it or like why John haunts it.
Uh-huh.
But there was a lot of content about this Clayton house. And
Interesting.
I
There's like
content, I mean like a lot of YouTube videos. A majority of my research, believe it or not, like typically when we do research for this, it comes from like the Historical Society of Arizona or like something like that. This one, it was a lot of news articles,
Oh, weird.
like local news.
Like they've all picked it up and are running with it.
Yeah. They're like, guys, we're going to report on this.
Gotta
And
fill up Monday morning spots.
Like multiple like news articles from
Oh,
like
weird.
multiple different like news sources was like had like small little articles on this. So that's where a lot of my research came from. But unfortunately, it didn't include a lot of reasons why his twin brother John haunts the house. But there was some consistency among the reports in this house.
Okay. It's good to see.
People have described one ghostly apparition as, quote, the tall man.
Ooh.
Who dressed in all black, wears a hat, and walks around angrily.
Sounds like an 18th or 19th century attorney to me.
No. This is the senator.
The senator. Sounds like 19th century senator to me.
Yeah, I know. But it is believed that this is, John. Reports, in addition to like seeing this apparition, the reports of stomping, doors slamming, music playing in other rooms. So like, the generic
haunted house stuff.
But because there is so much interest in this house from like a paranormal investigator perspective, there were some EVPs too that I found.
Okay.
One of them was an EVP of a man yelling for Anna, and Anna is the name of one of the daughters of William.
Ooh, that's spooky.
Mm-hmm. Another one, this is my favorite, EVP of a cat meowing. Ghost cat.
Ghost cat.
I didn't see anywhere why there would be a cat in this house, but it was mentioned that there is an EVP of a meow.
Well, I mean, the ghost
I
live
love
on.
that.
The spirit of the cat lives on.
We should have a whole episode on like ghost animals.
Oh, we should.
That would be excellent.
It'd be fun. We'll do that.
Yeah.
It'd be special.
In addition to this tall man, there's also a lady who's seen in a brown dress. She's seen in the window of the house when you're outside looking in, which I think is a really cool image. Speaking of cool images, when I was doing this research, another like popular thread was Reddit.
Okay.
In the like r/paranormal.
I do get a lot of information
channel.
from there too.
Yeah. But there was a photo that I'm going to insert right here. Where this guy was on a tour, because this is now like a museum,
Oh, yeah.
so you can tour, etc.
Yep.
So he was on a tour and he took this photo, and he captured, and I'll describe it to you because you can't see
see it. So.
It's looking at like a dresser or something, and in the background is like very clearly like almost like a woman kind of doing one of these like the scream.
Like a scream. Ah.
That's kind of looks like the scream. But she is like in the reflection of this like dresser.
Interesting. Okay.
I have it circled for our viewers, but not for you.
Okay. I'll see it in post.
Yeah. But like they did a lot of investigation in the Reddit thread about like what this could be. Was it a reflection of another guest on the tour? Was it something else? And they reached out to the staff and they showed the staff this photo and was like, is there anything that could explain this? And the staff were like, no, there's no like item that looks like that in the house. We don't have an explanation for this image. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's Reddit, so take it, as you will, as a
100% true.
a captured ghost. But I wanted to include that because it was cool to see some other people and present some photographic evidence for ghosts, and we haven't been able to do that in the past because it hasn't been a video podcast.
Very cool.
So that was my little story about the Clayton House.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it seems very, very popular. We should definitely watch some of the YouTube videos about it, because it seems like a poppin' place for the investigators. But I couldn't find any background, which is so odd.
That is odd for something like that where it gets a lot of actual attention.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of
The local news didn't
documentation.
have much to say on it.
That's a cool one though.
Yeah, I like my favorite part of that one was the EVP of the cat meowing.
Yes. Anything animal related is going to be your number one right up there.
Correct. Well, let me hear yours. Where does yours
Cool.
take place?
All right. And I need my laptop because I take copious notes as a good academic. All right. What'd you do?
I don't know. I'm just pressing buttons. I was hoping to catch you. How about now?
Am I a robot?
No, I'm a robot.
That one sucks. Wait, I don't know how to take it off.
There we go.
Okay.
We're back.
Sorry.
We'll
Thanks
start
for that
learning the
quick
soundboard.
intermission.
Yeah. Attempted spooky voices. I guess.
That's what I was trying
Yeah.
to do.
I'll teach you how to use it.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So mine is the 1886 Crescent Hotel and Spa.
Ooh, ghost spa.
We need to get like a button we get for like ghost oohing.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
We'll record
There has to be like
it.
a free like MP3 out there that I can just hit button. So every time.
I think we can create our own.
Yeah.
We'll just go. Ooh.
Yeah, just do a little echo on it. There we go. All right. Crescent Hotel and Spa is a Victorian era neo-Gothic hotel.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting because
Mm-hmm.
about the Clayton House, William, like when he bought it, he also did like a Gothic style on it.
My guess, because like it seems like in that part of the country, a lot of the stuff all kind of looks like that.
Oh,
Like my guess is like anything built in like the late 1800s, that must have been like the trend.
it's like let's do goth.
Yeah, like we're doing Gothic, we're doing pillars, we're doing what are those like? What do they call it? Like the ribs of like a cathedral?
Columns?
Not the column. I don't know. I'll put the word.
The
on the screen.
ribs.
The ribs. You know, like the things that like give support. They had a term. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's ribs.
Maybe it is a ribs. I don't know. But
It's not ribs.
it's not ribs. Yeah, so built late Victorian era, finished 1886, hence the name 1886 Hotel and Spa. Crescent Hotel and Spa. It was designed by a man named Isaac Taylor. He also would go on to design like the layout for the St. Louis World's Fair.
Oh,
So he's like a pretty big name.
that's cool.
He like one of his earlier projects.
Nice.
It was a grand luxury resort, and it was capitalizing. I guess in the area they have like hot springs,
Oh, very cool.
which was said to
I
have a
love hot
healing
springs.
potential and
Yes.
blah blah blah. So I think they're trying to capitalize on that.
Hence the spa.
And it'll tie in, yes,
Okay.
a lot into the later history of
Let's
this place.
let's hear it.
Aside, we love grand hotels. Who doesn't love a grand
Yeah,
hotel?
we're a big fan. If the hotel name has Grand in it,
We're there.
We're there. The Grand Hotel. We talked about Mackinac last time.
Yeah.
It's the Grand Hotel. Grand Wailea,
Yeah,
Grand Californian.
I was gonna say we've been to 2 Victorian era grand hotels though. We went to the Hotel Coronado and the Grand on Mackinac.
The Hotel Del,
Yep, those are both grand, like Victorian era, late 1800s.
but not Gothic.
Not Gothic. No, those are more like
We'll hit up a
Grand
Gothic
resort.
one next time and
Yes.
report back.
it's our next grand. Well, our second after the next grand. We have a trip planned to another grand, but it's not classical.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Keep an eye out for a vlog probably.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's see. Moving on. So it started as a resort, a grand resort, had some financial troubles, and then tried to like double as like a women's school.
Sexist?
I'll make the rules. A women's school around like 1900 during like the off season, and during the summer it'd be a resort. And then like
Okay.
it just turned into like a school because nobody couldn't get able to go to the resort because it started going to like disrepair. And then like it totally went out of use, and then ended up getting picked up by a guy named, get his name right, Dr. Baker in like the Depression era.
Okay.
Yep. And then he'll have some, he has quite a history. It's like a
can't
true
wait to
crime
hear
thing
it.
I'm going to tell you about. And then it goes back into like, eventually resort.
Okay.
And we're back at resort now. So that's the history of the place. Now, it is regularly called the most haunted hotel in America.
What?
I think a lot of hotels probably call themselves
Okay.
that. But this one's the real one, damn it.
Like every haunted
yeah.
hotel ever is
We're the most ever.
haunted, the most haunted.
I think we went to the Copper Queen in Bisbee. They're like, look, we're the most haunted hotel ever. And
The Stanley is like,
actually,
okay.
no, we're the most haunted. And we've been on enough like hotel ghost tours for them all to claim to
I will say that like
Queen
most
Mary Hotel del
most
Coronado.
ghosts. This is weird. Most ghost tours or ghost places that we visit are hotels or
That's
like
true.
accommodations. You don't like this is a ghost mall. You know what I mean?
I wonder if there's some sort of economic incentive to draw people into. I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. No. I've invented a new rating system,
Okay.
and it's going to be, it's a number out of yes. It's like 1 out of yes.
Wait, like
2 out of
rating
yes.
for what?
Whether or not Zach Baggins has investigated this location. So first of all, like the out of yes means yes or no.
Okay,
right?
first the Clayton House.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
They've done so many episodes. I'm going to give that a 1 out of yes.
Wait. Okay, a 1 out of yes.
Yeah.
Yes is like they've definitely been there. 1 seems low.
Well, 1 means like they've been there once / yes, they've been there.
Wait, and so what if they haven't been there?
Then that's just like a 0 out of no.
But that's
But
not like a
then-
likelihood scale. That's
Oh no,
a
the
yes
scale makes
or
no sense. I'm
Okay.
100%. But that one, there's that bar. And go,
Bobby Mackey's?
Bobby Mackey's, where they've been to like multiple times. That'd be like a 3 out of yes.
No, everyone is following. So
This is a
making
great scale.
a lot of sense.
Yeah, so
Everyone is following. Thank you for following. Continue.
the point being,
Yeah.
this is a 1 out of yes. Zach Baggins and the Ghost Adventures crew have investigated, and we're going to
Both?
watch.
Together, crossover.
Well, Zach Baggins is Ghost Adventures.
Oh, I thought he was doing his own thing.
No, that's like his show is Ghost Adventures. And then he also like has his own branded stuff, like his museum that we went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Zach Baggins with his Ghost Adventures team has been there.
Yeah.
Ghost Hunters has been there, which was like the tap.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of. Ghost Hunters. Okay, excuse
And
me.
there's a lot of YouTube
You
videos.
everyone is calling me out now for being a fake fan.
Fake fan. You
Not
don't
knowing
really
the
like
difference
ghosts.
between Ghost
You don't even know
Adventures and
ghosts.
Ghost Hunters.
You don't know the lore. But and then a bunch of YouTube channels have been there, staying nights,
What
recording
about the Ghoul
themselves.
Boys?
Ghoul Boys? I don't think so.
Ghoul Boys. I know you're watching.
They love this show.
I know you're as peers.
As
we
peers,
highly
as
recommend
fellow
that you
ghost
check that
content
out.
creators. Okay. So as I mentioned, this Dr. Baker, his name's Dr. Norman Baker, and understanding him is important to understanding kind of like where a lot of these ghost stories
Dr.
come
Norman
from.
Bates. Got it. Continue.
Yeah, basically, this guy's a crazy man. So he was born in Iowa to a huge family, youngest of 10. In my head, just had to figure out a way to grift his way because there was a lot of kids and he had to make money. He dropped out of high school to become a machinist, but a mentalist came to town, aka a scam artist, came to town, and he was like, "Oh, that looks like a good grift. I'm going to do that." So he joins. He does start touring, gets a bunch of buddies together. They start touring and being a hypnotist and illusionist.
Ooh.
And then he joins a
Okay.
vaudeville group, and they tour around for 10 years.
Okay.
Eventually, he's like, "I want to get married. I want to settle down," and so he does that. And he actually becomes like a really successful entrepreneur, inventor, and machinist. He invents like a small organ, like a musical thing. Gets rich off of that. Starts a bunch of businesses.
Okay, but when does he die?
You'll see.
I want the ghosts.
You're gonna get to the ghosts, but first you gotta understand him because he's really interesting. He's like a Great Gatsby era Alex Jones.
Okay.
He has a wild stare. He's like a wild ride of a life. So he ends up owning the hotel. Is where this all loops back.
Okay.
To. So
We'll get there, folks.
Yes.
Thanks for your patience.
so anyway, so now he's like a rich inventor, right? So what do they do? Like, I need influence. So he starts a radio station. And
How influential.
back then, this was like cutting edge stuff in the 20s. He was like, "Oh, I can get a lot of people to give me their money."
Yeah.
And so he
By
convinces the
running
town.
ads?
No, you'll see. So he convinces like the local chamber of commerce, the local government, to give him basically a free building, free rent, free everything to build a radio station. He says, "I'm going to make this part of the country famous."
Okay.
And so he puts on top of a hill.
Where is this in Arkansas?
Oh, no, he's in Iowa right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he breaks all the FCC rules.
Yeah.
He puts it on top of a hill so he can see when the FCC regulators are coming to tell him to turn
Sick.
down his signal.
What a good plan.
Yeah, and just
Turn it down.
Like turn down that damn signal. But every good early American capitalist, he just broke all the rules and then cheated his way out of it and escaped all repercussions.
Avi.
So anyway, he starts getting really, really popular. He was I guess people would travel into the zone of where they could hear him. And I guess around the hill, and there'd be up to 50,000 people on a weekend. And he made, of course, a ton of money doing this. And he'd spill all sorts of terrible things anti-Catholic, anti-Semitic, racist, conspiratorial. But his number one thing that he hated was the American Medical Association.
The AMA.
The AMA, because this man did not believe in the medical establishment. He thought that the AMA was hiding the cure for cancer and that they were keeping it around to make money off treatments, which is still a belief many people hold today. But he was a self-taught healer, so he thought he knew better than the doctors. And he went to a cancer clinic.
Like Eastern medicine
No,
healer?
he just injects stuff into you.
Like snake oil?
Yes.
Like,
But much more harmful, as you'll see. He went to this, I don't even know how to pronounce the name, but this other doctor put on a cancer clinic. He was also a quack. But they blended herbs together and would inject them into you. And they did it with 5 patients. They all died. But
Shocker.
then they claimed that they got better, but they all died. They just lied. This is what people did back then. There was no like chat.
Oh, he told on the radio.
Yeah, like all
I
these
was like,
people,
you can't like tell your family,
Yeah.
look, he's perfect now.
Yeah, it's like trust me, doing great. But he was like, I just need to figure out a way to get beyond just these like radio shows. Like I need to spread my medical influence
To the world.
Yes. So he opened up like an institute where he would like bring in patients and like train doctors and stuff.
Oh my God. Like real doctors, or were they all like quacks?
They were all quacks.
Okay.
It was said that they came from like doctor diploma mills, and like they were like chiropractors and
online.
stuff. Yep.
Wow, I hate to the chiropractors.
Well, like you can't bill like a chiropractor as like a cancer, like a
I know
oncologist.
what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But he had but he just like treat people and like rip them off is what he was doing. He's a grifter. So eventually enough people died that they're like, oh, you probably shouldn't do this. And then he got charged with practicing medicine without a license. There we go. Nice. And he fled to Mexico, where he set up an even larger, more powerful radio station that he called the Border Buster.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He fled from Iowa to Mexico?
Yeah, because he was getting charged with like basically practicing
He
medicine.
didn't like go somewhere closer?
No, he went to Mexico so he could escape prosecution.
Oh, from like at a national level.
Yes, at
Okay,
national level.
okay.
Got to get out of there. But it sets up like something that's like, I think his original radio station was like 5,000,
Listeners?
like no, whatever the power rating is. Like the frequency was like 5,000 something.
Hertz?
Something.
Okay.
And he moved and opened like 100,000 whatever.
Wow.
So something much stronger, and you call it the Border Buster. And then just continue spewing his like nonsense.
Oh, so
Mm-hmm.
his listeners, though, were still in America.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought he was like, you know what? We're going Spanish, people.
Yeah. And to give you an idea of like how much influence this guy had,
Yeah.
he got like very rich and very influential to the point where he got like Herbert Hoover like effectively it was a big part of his election because he influenced the whole Midwest
Wow.
into voting for Hoover. So he had like personal access to the president.
Wow.
This is how much he's grifted his way to the top.
Wow. Okay.
And then anyway, he eventually they changed the governors, presumably my words. He just bought off the new one and got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
But then he ran for government, failed, and he's like, all right, we got to start somewhere new. Now we're back at the hotel. There we go. Tying it back together. So he moves and he buys the Crescent during the Depression for the equivalent of like $750,000 now.
Okay.
So
Oh,
like
wow.
not much money.
Nothing.
Yeah. I think it was kind of like
A
a
whole
rundown
hotel.
place at this point.
Yeah.
So he renovates it, opens it as like a health clinic, cancer clinic.
Okay.
A bunch of people come there, and he basically takes all of their money, their whole life savings, in exchange for killing them.
What?
Not like in a good way. Like they thought they were getting real treatment.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Injecting them with herbs.
Yeah. So every treatment, no matter what you came there for, was one of two formulas that have an injection you got 4 times a day.
Herbs or herbs.
Yeah, like watermelon seeds, stuff like this.
Okay.
It turns out one of the main things in there was carbolic acid, which it's also known as phenol, and it is what the Nazis at the same time were injecting concentration camp victims with. So I was reading this article from Medium, and the guy's like, this guy wasn't a quack doctor, he was a mass murderer. Because people obviously would die there, or they would leave worse than they would get there with,
Oh, yeah.
and then they would quickly die thereafter because it causes organ failure.
How many people did he kill?
I didn't get a number, but I think at least like 44 died on premises.
Oh, my God.
But a lot of people would go home and die.
Yeah.
Or they would like, die on the train back home. It was like that's the kind of thing that was getting reported.
Jeez.
Eventually, enough people that were working there were like, "What in the world's going on?"
Yeah. How did no one say, oh, I don't think this is normal?
Yeah. So he eventually got arrested not for medical malpractice or murder, but for white collar crimes because he was running mail
Tax
scams. He was a
evasion?
full on scammer, like mail scams. He get people, you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
and then fraud. He was having like extracting or embezzling money, of course. He was doing everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets 4 years in prison, and then like all
A slap on the wrist.
good rich people, he had to retire to his yacht in Florida.
No, not the yacht in Florida.
I know, he's stuck in Florida on his
That
yacht.
sounds like the worst.
I know. Ironically, he did die of cancer at 75. So, there you go. Okay, so that's him. But so anyway, so he was operating the Crescent is effectively like this like scam
Got it. Okay.
cancer treatment place. And so a lot of the stories are related to that.
Let's hear the stories.
So he is seeing himself in the hotel lobby.
That's scary.
He had kind of a distinctive
With
look.
a needle like coming for you.
Well, he really liked like purple and like lavender. And he was very
Okay.
rich. So a lot of his stuff was like personalized, like his car and his clothes were all like personalized in the
wrapped.
color he liked. So they see a man in a purple shirt and white linen suit, which is reflective of the pictures from around then. And anyway, so yeah, he's seen in the hotel lobby around the morgue area. There's a morgue there because, you know, he made one.
Okay.
Because
the old hotel morgue.
Yeah, because his great
As
treatments.
all hotels
Yeah,
have.
how does hotels have the hotel morgue? You can hear like gurneys being pushed around.
Ooh.
Yep. And they rattle and squeak down the hallways of the hotel.
Oh my
you're
gosh,
like,
I can imagine
yeah.
that.
Weird stuff happening, like all the washers and dryers will switch on at the same exact time.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then they'll shut off. And that's right next to the morgue. People will report, like, you know, of course, chills, feeling uneasy, sick when they enter into the morgue because this place hosts like ghost tours and stuff, like a lot of these places do. And so a lot of people get like sick when they go in there.
Yeah.
And
Did Zach Baggins get sick when he went in there?
oh, I have no doubt. I haven't seen the episode, but we will see the episode. But I'm pretty certain
Definitely going to watch it.
there'll be at least one time in the episode where him or one of his cast members
I want answers.
is really like, oh,
I'm possessed.
I'm possessed, or
I see purple.
I'm just so tired.
Continue, sorry.
And then housekeepers report meeting a Theodora in room 419,
Okay.
where she actually speaks to you. And so explaining like, I'm a cancer patient,
An
of Dr.
intelligent
Baker.
ghost.
Yep.
Okay.
So like they oh yeah, like I'm here for the treatments and that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
That'd be scary.
yeah. So moving away from the more macabre stories, I think there's some like really fun ghost stories here too. You're gonna like this one.
Oh,
So
this sounds like a fun place to be.
yeah, fun place.
I want to hear the fun stories.
So the Crystal Ballroom. So like the big dining room for the venue.
Crystal ball.
A lot of positive, like to me, it seems like more positive, just people like having fun. So one is like a room full of or the big Victorian dressed people all dancing around like Haunted Mansion style.
That's my favorite scene in the
Yeah,
Haunted
so like
Mansion.
middle of the night, and you'll see
Oh
people
my gosh,
dancing.
we're going to talk about the Haunted Mansion in a second, actually, later.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm excited.
It's not. Don't get excited. It's not very exciting.
Anyway, yeah, so like dancing around like the big room is very cool. During Christmas season, I guess once time there was like, they had like a grant, they put a big Christmas tree in there and they put presents around it and stuff. And it got moved to the other side of the room overnight. And then the tree was surrounded by chairs facing in towards the Christmas tree.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a creepy visual.
Yeah, it is. You just walk in, you're like, I did not leave the room like this. So
They're just having their own ghostly Christmas party.
yeah, the holiday, the employees' haunted holiday Christmas party.
Yeah.
And so another time in the morning, the person came in, unlocked all the doors. Everything in the room's normal except the menus only are just everywhere. So it's like someone was tossing menus off the tables
That's
left and
weird.
right. Yep. But like everything else was left in place.
They must have been sick of the ribeye.
Yeah, they're like, change the menu. You're laying lazy. Next, and this one's my favorite. So the waitress, so I guess there's like a big mirror in between the doors entering the room. And she sees a man and a woman in Victorian dress facing each other like they're getting married. And then the groom turned and looked at her in the eyes from the mirror, and then they disappeared.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, isn't that like, it's like, oh, I've noticed you. Disappears. I think it's a great story. Because that's creepy. I like that.
Maybe he thought that she was, what does it say? Like, speak now or
Oh, yeah.
whatever. Like, you shut up.
Don't ruin this for me.
Yeah.
I'm marrying way above my station in life. But anyway, yeah. So that one creeped me out. And then this fun one, a man in Victorian clothing was sitting, he's at like a table near a window. And he said, I saw the most beautiful woman here last night and I'm waiting for her to return. So he's just sitting at the table
He's
hanging
going to
out.
wait a very long time, probably.
Probably forever. Next one, there's some reports in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
One of the cooks was doing prep work, and then he sees a little boy in I think it's a period, but presumably since he has what are they called, pop bottle glasses, This would have been
Like
like the
these?
2030. Yeah, like the really
Like the
thick
Coke
ones.
bottle?
Yeah.
Pop bottle.
That's what they call it there, I think.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, so he's like a little boy skipping around. No business being there. Another way, the chef comes in, flips on the lights, and all the pans go everywhere.
Yeah, chef.
Yes, chef. Scared all the ghosts. Like, yes, chef. Pans going everywhere. Another one in this one weird. So room 218.
Okay.
When the hotel was still like a frame, one of the roofers was there working. His name was Michael, he's a stonemason. Falls and dies.
Not Mikhail.
And I guess where he died was like now Mikhail Myers. Was now room 218. And
Okay.
some creepy stuff that happens in there. Also, I read that he's classified as a poltergeist. And I just want to know who classifies poltergeist. Like,
Wait,
who's like the credentialer?
We have to do a separate episode on classifications.
Yeah,
here.
like what is like he's a classified poltergeist. Like, who did that?
The association.
The American Medical
Yeah, the
Association
AMA
has determined he's a-
classifies him as a poltergeist.
Yes. So I don't know what that means necessarily,
We'll
but
find out.
yeah. Anyway, he's classified poltergeist.
Actually, we're going to put the classifications here.
Yes.
And then to be discussed next time.
And so there's reports in that room of hands coming out of the bathroom mirror to grab you. I don't know what to do. It's creepy.
Very.
Sounds of someone falling and dying. Presumably dying. I mean, just falling through the ceiling.
leg.
My leg. And then lastly, the doors slamming shut and not being able to open,
Ooh, like that one.
trapping you. And I'm going to call these two other because they're just kind of fun. Last two stories.
Okay.
And it was described as a couple in a first floor near the governor's suite. I don't know why you'd describe something as near the governor's suite. Like, it's either like they're in there or they're in a different room that you should name. But like, I was like,
It's like 2 doors down.
yeah, 2 doors down. I don't
Governor's
remember the number.
suite.
But husband and wife sleeping in there. They're sleeping with just like a sheet, no comforter, because I assume you're in the South.
It's a little toasty
In
in
the summer,
there.
they're humid. And the guy wakes up in the middle of the night sweating. And they were in the bed with a comforter up, tucked in.
Oh.
Into the bed.
Burrito style.
Yes, burritoed into the bed. And it happens not once, not twice, 3 times, 3 more times. So 4 times total. And I don't know like why after the first time you're like, this is really weird.
Yeah.
Second time you're like, I'm out of here. Like by like a 4th time you're like, something
Someone
fishy's.
stop burritoing me.
By the 4th time you're like, something fishy's going on here. But,
Wow, a
yeah.
lot of tolerance by that guy.
I know.
He's
I'd be,
"These
maybe they were there
darn
for
ghosts.
somebody better stop sneaking in here. Either way,
Next
it's a
time, I
bad.
swear.
Yeah, either way, someone's like it's a ghost, or someone keeps coming into your room
Or
and
like
tucking
the
you in.
most awkward prank ever.
Yeah, just someone under your bed.
Just, like tucking you in.
Next one is people checking in.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to the 2nd floor. They're getting off the elevator, and there's like a man in like Victorian dress. They think it's an employee who's
Like a
dressed up.
bellboy?
Yeah, they think it's just like there to help. He's like, "Hey, can I take you to a room?"
Mm-hmm.
He takes him in the room, lets him in.
Ask for a tip.
No, sort of.
Okay.
So he's standing there, and I think this is really creepy. He's standing outside the door, smiling, and he's tilting his head side to side.
Ew.
And then the guy's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to tip him." So he gets his wallet, gets some money, turns back, the guy's gone. And then they're like, "Oh, that's weird," but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then they go down to the desk later after they relax a bit, and they're like, "We can't get back into our room. Like, here's our key." Like, and they're like, "Oh no, that's the key to 321. You're in 221." So it's the ghost let them into the room with a key that wasn't the key that can let them into the room.
Wait, and there's like evidence of this? Like they go back to 321 and their stuff is in there?
Well, like the ghost just let them into the room. Like they never had the right key in the first place. They were in the right room with the wrong key.
Oh.
Like the ghost opened the door for them.
So wait, what? They were in the right room
Yep.
with the wrong key.
Like they can't get back into their room that they were in before
Oh, so
because
but
their
they're in
key's
the right
wrong.
room.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So like the ghost let them in.
To the right room.
So like you go into 221.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Yep. So
I'm just like, why would he let you into the right one when your key is wrong?
because he has ghost powers.
Well, I feel like the joke would be like, I put you in the wrong room.
No. He's just trying to be helpful. When they're doing like this thing,
He's
it's a
like,
little
they
creepy.
keep messing up these room keys. They keep giving out people.
Idiots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll
help.
let them into the right room.
But yeah, I thought the head back and forth was creepy.
Yeah.
Like the
I like that visual.
yeah.
That's very creepy.
That's what I got. 20 minutes
That
later.
was,
It was an adventure.
Whew.
But it was like a true crime story. It was ghost stories. It's all in
I'm
one.
exhausted after that one.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of all of that?
The mirror ghost. Well, like he looks at you through like
I've already
the reflection
forgotten.
in the mirror. So it was like in the grand dining room, or the crystal ballroom or whatever it's called, crystal
Yeah.
dining room. The worker's working. She looks into the mirror that's between the two doors to get in. And then there's like the two people that look they're getting married.
Oh, that
And then
one.
the guy looks out
Okay.
of the mirror into your eyes.
Okay, I got
That
yes,
one's the
I remember
creepiest
that
for me.
one.
Yeah.
My favorite. I like that one too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the head side to side.
That's creepy too.
I like that one.
Anything where it's like they're interacting with you and being a little like weird.
Yeah.
Or like acknowledging your presence.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it.
I like the
Ghosts,
creepy factor.
Please. Speaking of creepy factor, this one's got a lot.
Okay.
My next one comes from this book. Shout out to my dad. American Ghost Stories, True Tales from All 50 States by Klozowski. Thanks. This is where I do all my research. Joe's spending hours on the internet. He's looking up, I gotta find this state. I gotta find all this backstory to these ghosts. Oh my God. I just flip to the page in this book.
Oh my gosh. Giving away the trade secrets.
And then I regurgitate what's in there. But anyways, my dad got this for me for doing this podcast. But this one
for his birthday.
Yeah. For his birthday, he got me this gift.
Yes.
But this one I like. It's typically we've been doing like, this is a historical place. These are historical people. This is why it's haunted. This who's died there, blah, blah, like you just gave.
Mm-hmm.
This one is very different, but I wanted to still talk about it. It's more like a story.
Okay.
But
like a tale.
Yeah, it's like a very quick tale.
Okay.
But it's got some elements that I really enjoy. So this one speaks of the highway in Arkansas, Highway 365 in Woodson, Arkansas.
Okay.
Apparently this tale is told from a lot of different places around the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pretty common, but I liked this telling of it.
Okay.
So there is this guy and he is driving on this highway. He comes across this narrow bridge. To kind of set the scene, it's raining. It's pouring. Visibility is low. Mm-hmm. It's at nighttime. It's hectic out there. He's the only one out there. He's kind of like slowly going along with the headlights on, dark, stormy road.
Classic horror movie entrance.
He's driving along this bridge, and then he sees this young girl on the bridge. Mm-hmm. Like clothes are soaked. She's just walking along with her head down along the side of the highway. Mm-hmm. And she's this girl. She's like no older than like 16, 17. Okay. She's like barely raising her thumb up, obviously is in need of assistance. So this guy pulls over. This poor girl is like soaked to the bone. Mm-hmm. Okay. She is exhausted. Her dress that she was wearing is just like soiled and torn, and she's obviously been through it. And so he obviously stops for this girl. He gets out of his car. He goes around to her. He was wearing like a jacket. He wraps his jacket around her to try to get her a little bit dry, warm her up a little bit. She was shivering. It's like really cold at night. And then he puts her in the passenger seat and he goes around and he starts driving off. So this girl is giving directions of where she needs a ride to. She's, very specifically go left here, right there, whatever. And they finally get to their destination, which is this at the end of like this dirt road. Okay. And it's just a house, Mm-hmm. And so he stops. It's still raining. He gets there. He gets out of his car to, open her door from the passenger side or whatever. He gets out of his car, he goes over to the passenger side, he opens the passenger door, and no one is there. He touches the passenger seat. It's dry as a bone, as if no one was there.
Weird.
He goes up to this house, he knocks on the door, he's like, where the heck did this girl went? Like maybe she just ran inside. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? So he goes up to the house, he knocks on the door, and this lady answers. And He was like, hey, I was just, there was just this girl that I brought here. Like, did she run in or something? Like, she was just here. Have you seen this girl that I was just with? And then the woman said, yeah, that's my daughter. And he was like, oh, okay, good. She just like ran inside. She got out of the car so fast. I didn't see her. I didn't catch her. I just wanted to make sure that she was okay. And then the woman stopped him and is like, my daughter died 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a creepy story.
He was like really confused and like, what the heck? I just saw her. What are you talking about? He was like, yeah, she ran her car off the road on the bridge on that highway. She's buried up at the graveyard, like right up the road. This happened 10 years ago. And every year on this date, someone shows up, says that my daughter has asked for a ride home. I give her the same spiel. Sorry to have inconvenienced you. Okay. And this guy is like, what the heck? Every time she directs someone to her house and then vanishes. Okay. So this guy is like really confused. He's like, you know what? This is a weird situation. I'm just going to go look up at this graveyard or whatever. So he ends up driving to this graveyard as instructed by the homeowner. And he found the tombstone that matched the date. She was, like I said, I think she was like 16 or 17. So he looked at the tombstone, found the name of the lady that he was talking to, like the last name, find the dates that matched up. And sure enough, the young woman's gravestone, the girl's gravestone is right there. Mm-hmm. And hanging from the gravestone is his jacket.
Oh, that's a good story. I like that. I like that a lot.
This tale is often referred to as the hitchhiking ghost.
Ooh, I like that story. That's a good one.
I like it. Hitchhiking ghost. That was my reference to the Haunted Mansion and the hitchhiking ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
And the Haunted Mansion. That's all that was.
Okay.
I love that.
That's a good story.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That, like, his jacket is there at the end, and this happens every year.
Yeah. Very creepy.
Anyways, apparently this is told, according to this book. It's, like, a pretty frequent story told for maybe a number of highways, but Arkansas... Highway 365 is narrow, it's twisting, it has this bridge that I described. And so that was one of the stories. Another story from the same highway, just a really quick one. It said if you turn off your headlights and honk 3 times on this highway, that a motorcyclist who died on this highway will appear.
Oh, we should try that.
He will then come at you and pass right through your vehicle.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that one. I just thought it was fun. Kind of like very Bloody Mary, like honk 3 times, yeah. Like say their name 3 times and they will appear. Yeah.
We'll have to try that someday.
But that was a fun one about a highway. That's not a hotel. It's not a house. It's a highway.
I like
something
it.
different.
A little different. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
So that was my last story.
Very nice.
I liked it.
Me too.
Hopefully you guys liked it.
Yes.
When you were listening to this. Yeah. We love sharing these with you. Arkansas had some cool stuff.
Yeah.
We went back to the Civil War theme. Mm-hmm. That one that you shared is just like absolutely crazy.
Oh, the doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Absolutely nuts.
And if anyone's watching this isn't our family and you're from Arkansas, put a story in the comments. Maybe we can do a round 2 of these states eventually and do like stuff that people submit.
I think we're definitely going to be revisiting some of these states. I know just for Arizona.
There's so
like
many
we have a lot more to share.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll circle back.
Do like round 2s.
Yeah, for sure.
Be cool.
But let's see which. I don't want to sing the song, but which state is next?
Arkansas. I don't know what comes after Arkansas.
California, Colorado, Connecticut.
California?
I think so.
That'd be a good one. Because we can talk about some personal experiences.
Yeah, we have. I think we mentioned this last time, but we went on the Ghost tour in San Diego with Kona as she's laying on the floor. So maybe we can tell some personal tales of the places that we saw.
In the Hotel del Coronado, we've also done the ghost tour there too.
And we've stayed in the old section of the hotel.
And the ghost stories from the Queen Mary.
Oh my gosh, we have so much for California. Yeah. Maybe California's definitely going to be a 2-parter for sure.
Yeah, maybe we do 2 parts. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Because we're running to 50 minutes already on this one.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you if you made it this far.
Yeah,
the 1 or 2 people that did.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Wrap this one up.
Yeah, this time we're going to remember to do our outro music.
Yeah. There we go. That's not it. Here's the outro. And
See
then
you
we're
next time, guys.
See you later.